So it's been known for some time now that Litecoin usually likes to take a lead in the next move before Bitcoin. And now looking at Litecoin going into March, it's looking like we potentially have a bottom here. And right now at the time of recording, roughly 12 hours before this video is posted, Litecoin is indicating a bounce in this 160 range, making a higher low, and then potentially heading up towards some resistance levels that I'm going to mention later in this video. So the question is right now, if Litecoin does bounce, will this next bounce make it past yearly highs and bring Litecoin back to all-time highs? Or are we going to get a lower high from that 250 level and then Litecoin is going to continue to the downside? There's a few things that I'm looking at that could happen, so stay tuned because we're going to look a little bit deeper in this video. What's up everyone? It's John here with Currency.com, @RealJohnDoe on Twitter, giving you guys another Litecoin update, and this time we're going to be looking at March. So if that's what you're looking for, then stay tuned as I give you the trader sentiment, support and resistance levels going into the new month, and then we'll look at the latest news, and then we'll jump into the Currency.com platform, and I'll give you my bullish and my bearish price targets for March. And just so you guys know, all this content we put on our channel comes straight from our team every week. We do save you guys time by analyzing all of our topics, putting together all the content, and giving it to you guys in a video with the latest updates on the top cryptos. So if you want to show your support to the channel, make sure to smash that like button. It does help us out in the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you're not a subscriber yet, then feel free to hit that subscribe button because we're just about to hit a huge milestone here with 10K subscribers in our first year. And don't worry, because we will continue to put out consistent market updates for you guys. All right, so now looking here on Currency.com, let's have a look at Litecoin's trader sentiment right now. So it looks like here on the hourly, Litecoin is bottoming out, potentially heading up for a reversal. Right now it's showing 81% buyers and 19% sellers on Currency.com, with the price leaning towards the high of the day. Okay, so now let me give you some support and resistance levels for Litecoin. Looking at a brand new month. First level here of support is 150, which was the February lows. After that, $120, which is the yearly open, and then $90, which is right around the 200-day moving average. And if Litecoin does continue its uptrend, going up to the upside, then we're looking at some resistance levels for March. The first one I'm looking at is right around 170 to 180, and that range is right around the 21-day EMA and also the 50-day EMA. The next level after that is 210, which was a February monthly support level. And if we do flip that into a new support in March, then we'll most likely go test the next resistance level, which is the yearly highs at about $250. So earlier in February, Litecoin did hit a new 3-year high as the altcoin market started to surge. Everyone was expecting Litecoin to continue upwards, but right now it did slow down a little bit. And it looks like Litecoin is getting closer to adding the Mimble-Wimble privacy features. And some developers are proposing a new one called Mimble Jingle, which is a redesign of the original Mimble-Wimble protocol. And the new proposal offers fully non-interactive transactions for Litecoin. And the code right now is ready for testnet and will be submitted for review within the next month. So what else could be next for Litecoin? Here on Investing.com, they have reported their long-term price prediction for Litecoin right now for the years between 2021 and 2025. And they're predicting that Litecoin will be somewhere around that $100 mark. But if you look here on Capital.com, they also made their price predictions for Litecoin for the long term, saying that Litecoin does remain bullish as the correction is possibly bottoming out here in that 150 range. You can also see the RSI and the MACD having a reversal. And this here is on the 4-hour chart. And Litecoin right now still has strong confidence from its investors because of its fundamentals. And the long-term price prediction here on Capital.com, as you can see, they're saying for December 2021, right at around $300, 2022, 183, 2023, 113, 2024, 203, and then the prediction for 2025, they are looking at 209. Both predictions from Investing.com and Capital.com are pretty conservative because we all know where crypto can go in terms of price action. It's not out of the picture to see Litecoin all the way up to potentially $500 or even $1,000 by 2025. But right now, we're going to give Capital.com the bullish edge. Before we jump into the platform, one more bit of good news to report here on Litecoin is that eBank International is planning to launch a Litecoin and Dogecoin mining business. This is a Chinese public company, which is bullish because there are quite a few getting into the space in terms of mining. Another thing to note, this is good for Litecoin individually because it's showing that Litecoin is also getting interest alongside Bitcoin right now with institutions buying in. So looking here at Litecoin's daily chart, it's had a nice run up since the beginning of November. You can see the trend is making higher highs and also higher lows. And we are in a correction phase right now. As you can see, we had one here in the beginning of 2021, and it looks like right now we're having one going into March. And the correction that we did have at the beginning of the year, you can see it did last a little bit longer than the current one before it bottomed out and started bouncing. But it's looking like right now for Litecoin, we potentially will be bottoming out in this range, close to this 50-day EMA, before we start heading up to test those yearly highs. So what I'm going to give you now is my bullish price target for Litecoin in March, and also my bearish price target for Litecoin in March. And for the bullish side, we're going to go based on this price action that we had here at the beginning of the year, where we had a correction down to the 21 and 50-day moving average range and bounce from there. And you can also see we did have something similar here at the end of 2020, where the price made two new highs, double top, came back down to that 50 and the 21-day EMA, bounced from there and made a new high. I'm going to show you now, if we do follow that same price pattern that we've had, I'm going to show you the bullish scenario that I see happening. Let's say something similar to both of these. And I see Litecoin bottoming out in this current range that we're in right now. We will need to form a strong support here and not break below that 150, 155 level. And we could also range for a few weeks into March for testing the first resistance level close to 180. Or we could even have a bounce now, flip that into support, and then Litecoin continues the bullish trend going into March. But keep in mind, over the years, March has been pretty bearish for crypto. So on the bullish side, be prepared for the price to trade within a short range. We could even potentially stay within that 150 to 180 range for a few days before the next move. But I don't see us breaking these yearly highs in March unless we have some big news happen. But my bullish price target for March will be right around that 240 level, to at least test that level one time with a minor rejection, and then the trend continues in April. And if you compare the indicators here, looking at the RSI and that first correction, and then the second one, and then right now, you can see they do look pretty similar, with the middle one lasting the longest. And if you look, this one continued downwards. If you look right now at this current range we are at on the RSI, we still haven't touched that 30 level. So it could be that this could be the correction that we do head down towards 30 on the RSI. And if we do that, then that means that 150 range will break and we will form a new support. And as long as it is higher than this 120 level, let's say we get a support right here at about 140, that is still bullish for Litecoin for the remainder of March, because if we do hit that range sometime in March, that will most likely be the lows for the month. And then going into April, things could be looking a lot brighter. And here on the lower time frame 4-hour chart, going right into the first week of March, you can see the price did break down below that 200 moving average for the first time since the beginning of February. So for this first week, we could even go up to test that 180 resistance, have a slight rejection, back down, higher low, and then continue up above, flip into support. That would form a similar trend line to when we bottomed out back in February. And if you look now, it'd be the same thing, continuing our way up towards my bullish price target of about 240. All right, so now my bearish view and my bearish price target for Litecoin for March. I'm going to be looking at the first level right at around 150, and then the next down here at about 140. And I can see us getting there in two ways. So the first way I see this happening sooner than later is we have a small bounce to test that 180 resistance, maybe not even make it that high, and then reject, come back down to test that 155 support, and then we break down. And I see this happening sooner than later because I don't see us trading within this tight 150 to 180 range throughout the month. So if things do happen quick, like I mentioned, small bounce, test support, and break, and head back down and make that 140 range into a new support, because as you can see, the price did consolidate there at the beginning of the year. And that would also align with the RSI finally getting back into that 30 level. And the other way I see things going bearish down to 150 or 140 is we do in fact get a bounce now, make it above 180 and make that into a support. And then the price continues to trend up. And then when we get up to this 220 resistance level, we get a rejection and head back down. And then that would form a bearish trend line from the yearly highs, which would send Litecoin back down to a monthly double bottom range. And if that doesn't hold, then I do see 140 happening sometime late March. All right, so a quick recap here on what I see happening for March. My bullish price target, 240 is the range that I'm looking at. And I see a bounce happening here, flip resistance into support, and then we form a new trend right after that 240 resistance, similar to what we had here at the end of 2020, and also another trend line here to the upside. So this support has potential not to hold. And if that happens sooner than later, then we test it again pretty soon here at the beginning of March and it breaks. And I see the month bottoming out down here at about 140 because that's where the price did consolidate in January. All right, so that's it for now. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Let me know your price targets for March. Are you sticking with the bulls, looking at 240 and higher, or are you sticking with the bears, bidding down there at 140? Let me know which side you're on in the comments below, and also your feedback on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Litecoin, and as I mentioned earlier, feel free to smash that like button, show your support to the channel. We will keep pushing out content for you guys. I hope to see you back next time. Good luck with your trades. It's John with Currency.com. For more trading videos just like this, please subscribe to our channel.